Hello, my name is Tara, and this is ETS-Lindgren. Follow me as we gain knowledge from leading industry experts in audio, medical, filters, chambers, and much, much more. Welcome to Tara's Tech Talks.
Hello everybody, thank you so much for tuning in a new episode of Tara's Tech Talk. Today I'd like to introduce our guest Leon Enriquez, which is our Director of Services at ETS-Lindgren. Leon, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So Leon, you stepped into the role of as Director of Services about a year ago, right? So can you tell us about a little about yourself and also how do you came to be the Director of Services?
Sure. So I've been with ETS for 23 years, and it started off in the calibration lab. After a couple of years, I kind of grew into the field service side of the business, which is basically going out to customers and training them on our products and things like that. So, I spent 19 years of my career there, and got to a point to where my expertise with dealing with customers and understanding what our customers want out of ETS products, I think that's kind of prepared me for the next role, which is the Director of Services. So.
Sounds awesome. So as part of your responsibilities, you oversee our calibration lab. So can you tell us a little about, what type of products do we calibrate here in our lab?
Sure. So not only do we calibrate our ETS products, which right behind us is a good portfolio of the antennas that we have, log periodics, horn antennas, but we also do field probes, probe calibrations, from the Holiday line that actually came in back in the early 2000s. But one of the key things for the calibration lab is that we can also calibrate our competitors' antennas and field probes as well. So kind of gives us an advantage.
Okay, so we cover good varieties of different products. Awesome. So I know our lab is accredited lab. So can you tell us a bit about the typical accreditation process and also what steps we need to take to maintain that?
Sure, that is probably the highest priority in my current role, is to make sure that we maintain our accreditation. And a lot of that is just kind of keeping up with the standards, making sure that we are compliant as a company. If there's any changes to the standard, making sure that our lab and our personnel are properly trained to keep up with that.
So Leon, I know we actually have an open area test site, which typically we call it OATS, that typically we use those for antenna calibration capabilities. So I guess we get to see it later as well. So what are the challenges to maintain the OATS in a facility?
So the biggest challenge is the Texas weather, basically. So you have the heat, you have rain. Doesn't get very cold here, but we do have, like a couple of years ago, we had a big ice storm. So that is the challenge. I mean, it's basically a steel plate. So you can imagine over time it's going to rust. It's going to buckle in a couple areas. But this year we got it painted, got it cleaned up. They cleaned up all the metal, took care of a couple of low-lying areas where water would puddle up. So we'll take a look at it here. We'll take a walk, and I'll introduce you to my technician that actually runs the testing. And we'll take a look at the site.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, James. So my first question, what is unique about our OATS?
It's really large. It's very big.
That's a good start.
It's a half-inch thick steel ground plane. Right, so it's very thick metal. It's bomb-proof, I guess you could say. But
EMP blast proof.
But then again, it's very delicate. So the system as a whole is very delicate, and you got to make sure all your connections are perfect and take care of them, and watch out for the effects from the weather, because the weather can affect the OATS unlike it would inside in an inside environment.
So such as what typically?
Like rain, moisture, heat, sun can, the UV rays can destroy your cables. The rain can destroy connectors. You have to be on top of it and do a lot of maintenance on it, basically.
So can we take a closer look at the OATS and then just go over what sort of calibrations we can do with those?
Yeah, certainly.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So with the OATS, how many antennas can we calibrate, like per day?
Oh, that depends. You could do anywhere up to 20. You may only do one, but I guess typically around 5 or so.
Okay.
If someone wants a lot, like 1, 3, and 10 HMV and symmetry and VSWR, that may take all day. But
Oh, wow.
if you're doing a lot of, 1 meter tests, you could do like 15 or something. So it depends, but.
Okay, so it just depends on the scope of work and how complicated the testing is required, right? The calibration.
Yes,
required.
yes.
So what do we do for repaired, like antennas required to be repaired?
So we'll test it first, and then
Okay.
we'll notice that the antenna is not passing, that there's an issue, and we can diagnose that and usually find the problem. When you've seen it as much as we have, you kind of know what you're looking for and why it's. For example, a log periodic from 200 megahertz to 2 gigahertz, it may have a spike where it just drops off at 800 megahertz, and you'll kind of know that, oh, that may be a loose element, and so you can check for that, and then that's an easy fix. Some other ones, maybe a circuit board you need to replace, and you see it come through a lot, so experience helps, and you kind of know how to repair it and what to do.
So I guess this is kind of like like when you go to the doctor, you need to get it pre-tested to get a baseline, knowing what issue is, then we can work on the problem.
Yes, yes.
Ah, awesome. So after the whole calibration is completed, what sort of information can our customer expect to receive from us?
For my testing, we usually provide antenna factor and gain, and we'll give a report to meet a certain standard like SAE or ANSI, and they'll get the report with a certificate that's good for a year or 2 years.
Okay, so basically validate our test results and also how long the validation is.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes.
Well, thank you for your time, Leon.
Thank you.
I think we've learned a lot about our labs. We would love to, invite you guys, to join our future episodes just to learn more about what we can do and, what kind of fun activities we have in our labs.
Sure.
So thank you so much.
Anytime.
Thank you.